Spring is about to end. We're staring at long summer months ahead. In the northern hemisphere of the world, at least, and it's not just us who are going to feel the heat, it's also the big tech. Turns out it's always thirsty. And with artificial intelligence in picture, no amount of water will be enough to quench that thirst. With millions of users hooked to the internet, tech giants Microsoft, Google and Meta have raised their water consumption quite significantly, in fact. I have the figures, but before I tell you about them, why do these companies need so much water? What is the use exactly, you ask? Well, it's to cool down their data centers. Generative AI runs on large language models, and these models generate huge amounts of data. They need a lot of computer power to operate. Because of this, the systems keep heating up and need to be cooled down. And how is that done? Using chilled water. The water absorbs heat from the air in the server farms and keeps the equipment cool. Only a part of it can be reused. Most of it evaporates. So you see, it is a huge waste. And with most of the big players launching AI products, their water consumption is skyrocketing. Let's get to the figures now. The latest we have is from 2022. Microsoft increased its water consumption by 34%. Google by 22%, Meta by 3%. And how much is that in liters? Microsoft used 22 billion liters of water, Google nearly 7 billion liters, Meta roughly 2 billion liters of water. Yes, we are talking about billions of liters of water. The big tech is drinking up all that as several parts of the world remain plagued by droughts and dry spells. When Google and Microsoft prepared their Bard and Bing chatbots, both had major spikes in water usage. A month before OpenAI finished training GPT-4, its most advanced model, a data center cluster in Iowa consumed 6% of the district's water. It was so bad that the residents filed a lawsuit. The details of the model's energy consumption are not available, but when they will be, if ever, OpenAI will have to answer tough questions. Consider ChatGPT. It is run on an older model, GPT-3. Experts say when a user requests between 10 and 50 responses, it's equal to drinking half a liter of water. Now, imagine the number of users around the world and the number of questions they ask. They are basically drinking away liters and liters of water. And this is just GPT-3 that we are talking about. GPT-4 consumes even more power and water. These AI systems are draining away water reserves. If experts and analysts are to be believed, AI demand would drive up water withdrawal to between 4.2 trillion and 6.6 trillion liters by 2027. That is half the amount consumed by the UK each year. Where would all this water come from? And the question is this even sustainable? Doesn't seem like it. Last month, in fact, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman finally admitted that the AI industry is heading for an energy crisis. At the World Economic Forum's annual meeting in Davos, Altman warned that the next wave of AI systems will consume much more power than expected. Energy systems are bound to struggle to cope, and so will our water reserves. This AI is not only eating up our jobs, it's also drying up our wells. Tech giants, you see, have targets to put more water back into systems than they consume by 2030. And it's well and good on paper, but how serious or practical are these goals? And will anyone hold them to account? Researchers have called for more comprehensive data and transparency from AI firms. They have asked for a breakdown of how much water different computing services consume. Google declined to comment. Microsoft did not give a straight answer. If it's any compensation, at least some lawmakers are taking notice. Earlier in the month, U.S. Democrats introduced the Artificial Intelligence Environmental Impacts Act of 2024. The bill has called to put in place some standards and assess AI's impact on the environment. It has also called for a framework in which AI developers can willingly maintain transparency. Now, whether this legislation will pass remains uncertain, but is this enough? Will tech firms ever own up to their water footprint? Imagine how much more water these tech giants would have drained by the time this bill passes or there is some scrutiny. Can we afford this amid a climate crisis? WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.